We haven't filmed an Alexus Explain in a while.
I know, I don't know where to start. Welcome back to Alexus Explain. And then she just dumps it out into the water.
How many?
I think 40,000. Like birds that have a lot of eggs because some won't make it.
But not 40,000 eggs.
No.
They pee out of their mouth.
Yeah.
That comes out of the eggs? This is completely not what I expected.
Now I know more about jellyfish than I ever needed to know. Hi, my name's Alexus.
Hi, I'm Michi.
And
This is
Alexus Explain.
a series in which I ask Alexus questions.
And I do my best to answer them. Today, in this episode, we're going to be talking about jellyfish.
Wow.
And how jellyfish have babies. Make babies.
How jellyfish make babies.
So, we went to the Waikiki aquarium the other day. Waikiki.
Yeah.
And we saw some jellyfish. We also saw jellyfish at another airport.
Yeah. At
Maybe
the
San Francisco.
Airport.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Weird that they have them there a little bit. But yeah, we saw jellyfish. They're really, really cool.
When I saw them, I was wondering, how do jellyfish make jellyfish babies?
That's what you were wondering when you saw the jellyfish?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. How do two jellyfish make a baby?
That's not what I think when I see whales or something.
Well, no, but for jellyfish, I thought so.
Okay. Yeah. So how do two jellyfish that are in love make a baby? Well, it's really weird, actually.
Yeah, that's what I figured, because look at what they look like.
Yeah. Okay, so jellyfish. Where do I begin? Jellyfish are really weird, and they have babies kind of not like any other animals that we know, you know? Like sharks and fish and stuff.
Are they a different category? What
do you
are
mean?
they?
What are jellyfish? This is a good place to start, actually. So jellyfish are not even fish, right?
No, I figured.
Yeah.
They don't have scales.
Yeah, exactly. Same with starfish. Like we call them starfish, but it's actually a bad name for it. And we call them jellyfish, but they're actually just gelatinous zooplankton. They're zooplankton. And zooplankton basically just means an animal that kind of floats in the water column and it just drifts. So it gets pushed where the current kind of takes it. They can't really actively swim against strong currents like fish.
But they can...
Like some fish. But yeah, they can like maintain their space in the water column, yeah.
They don't go anywhere?
They do. They are able to swim a little bit, but they're not strong swimmers. Compared to bigger fish and stuff.
I see. That makes them zooplankton?
That makes them, yeah, zooplankton.
Zoo for animal, plankton for...
Drift. Plankton means drift.
Oh.
Or I think that's like the Greek origin of it. Meaning drifter.
See.
Yeah, and zooplankton, because we also have phytoplankton, right? That I think we've talked about before.
Oh, I thought plankton meant plant. It kind of looks like plant, the word. I see. Okay, animal drifters.
Animal drifters
in the ocean.
In the ocean, yeah. So there's many different kind of zooplankton, right? Like krill and shrimps are also zooplankton. Yeah, but jellyfish are kind of like the larger ones, and they're gelatinous, which like you've seen.
Yeah, they're like jello.
Yeah, they're like really slimy and stuff, and that's just because I think it's 90% water or something like that. So when you take a jellyfish out of the water, like jellyfish look really pretty in the water, but when you take it out, it's kind of less impressive and just kind of a blob. Yeah.
We're 80% water. That's not even that much more.
No, I guess not. So yeah, they're zooplankton. They're in the phylum Cnidaria. That's important because that just means things in this phylum have like stinging cells. So other things that are also in this phylum, unlike jellyfish, are...
Phylum?
Phylum. It's a category. So you have kingdom, I think it's kingdom, phylum, order, and then like all the way to like genus, species. They're just...
species.
Yeah. And then species are in a
category.
genus. Yeah.
Okay.
So just a way of grouping them based on like similarities and stuff.
And these are the stinging ones?
Yeah, they have stinging cells. That's the important thing. So jellyfish, but also coral and sea anemones. Like coral
Stings?
Yeah, when you like look at the little, oh, that's my toast. When you look at the little coral polyp, it kind of looks very similar to a baby jellyfish or a jellyfish polyp or a sea anemone. And sea anemones, if you've ever gone to the little touch tank, like you put your finger in and they kind of like give you a hug, and that's because they also have the stinging cells.
Hug sting?
Yeah, like it feels a little funny, and it's because they have the stinging.
But not as much, or?
I think not as much to like humans, but maybe more to fish. That's why like clownfish also live in the anemones, because they don't get stung by it. Yeah, but other fish will.
Other fish do. And jellyfish also have the stinging ones?
Yeah, their tentacles, right? Jellyfish have tentacles.
But can they sting each other?
They can. They have their tentacles, and they have the nematocytes. Those are the things that like have the... Those are like the stinging cells in a jellyfish. All over their tentacles.
Only the tentacles?
Yeah. Only.
Also
that's why you can
inside?
touch... No. But that's why you can touch the top of a jellyfish and it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
You've seen like the man-of-wars, right? On the east side, you can poke the top. It doesn't do anything. So it's in the tentacles. And it's meant for like prey and stuff, or like a defense if it thinks something's gonna hurt it. So they can sting other jellyfish, but it's usually because like jellyfish will eat other jellyfish too. Some. So they're stinging like other species of jellyfish, usually not their own species, if that makes sense. Because apparently there's a way to turn off their stinging. Like, let's say, right, because that's why they don't sting themselves, and that's why they don't sting members of the same species. And they think there's like some sort of chemical cue that tells it like this is the same species, to where they can just turn off those, kind of like a switch, like a gun has a safety, where they can turn it off so when it touches another thing, it doesn't like shoot those little things that inject venom. Because I think those stinging cells like release little things that like kind of shoot toxins.
Okay, couldn't they just make the same species not get hurt by it?
Immune to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they actually switch it off so that it doesn't release the stinging. Yeah, because it could just be immune to it, but...
That would be smarter.
I mean, I don't know.
Because what if you're holding hands with one and get attacked by another? Then is it switched off or not?
See, I don't know how specific it is to if it's all tentacles or just like that one.
What if they touch the same tentacle?
Yeah.
Then it wouldn't get hurt.
Well, I don't know. I didn't make it up. Back from our commercial break. We were talking about...
The stinging cells.
Yeah, and how they don't sting each other.
Oh, yeah,
when they're holding hands.
And doing more?
See, you said it as if it's a thing that even happens.
It doesn't.
No.
How do they make babies?
It varies depending on the different species. And I did read that there was this one species that would kind of hold hands or like wrap their tentacles around. Yeah, kind of cute, right?
And then?
And then it's just kind of the normal process. So what they usually do is the male jellyfish will just release a sperm package into the water. Just dump it into the water for it to find a female. But in the one, he like uses his tentacles to like transfer it to her tentacles. And then I think she'll either like absorb it or eat it. Eat it.
How does she even eat anything?
I mean, how she eats everything. The tentacles.
How do they eat?
And like to bring it to their opening. This is also important. They only have one opening, and it's the mouth. It serves as everything.
They pee out of their mouth?
Yeah.
Where's the opening?
It's on their underside. So like the jellyfish is here, it's under here, kind of. Tentacles. So yeah, they use their tentacles and like bring the food to their mouth and stuff. And that's also how they bring the sperm package in.
Yeah, that's why they eat it then.
Yeah,
because there's only one hole.
Okay, yeah. So they'll release the sperm. That's just that species that kind of does that, which is kind of cute.
Yeah, because they hold hands.
Yeah. Transfer it over. But other ones just kind of dump it into the water and then hope it finds a girl jellyfish. And when it does, when she just passes by it, it'll like get into her or she can like eat it.
What do you mean get into her?
She'll just absorb it.
How?
The sperm things. I think when she's swimming and stuff, when she swims over it,
Oh,
because
then
they
it
use
also
their
gets
tentacles.
into the hole?
Yeah. Or she can eat it.
But same hole.
The sperm gets into her, and then she has eggs, right? So it finds the eggs, and it'll make a baby or a zygote. That's like the start of a baby jellyfish. Well, start of a baby anything. It's just when the egg and sperm are in the same thing.
We have zygotes?
Yeah, we form zygotes too.
Zygote?
Zygote.
What is that?
It's just the egg and sperm.
Before embryo?
Yeah, like that zygote will form an embryo.
Also for them?
Yeah, also for them. Similar. Yeah, so then, the egg and sperm meet. She'll like fertilize the egg, or it'll fertilize the egg. Then that'll turn into like an embryo, and she'll hold it for a little bit, but then she like expels it into the water.
Oh.
And she throws out, I think it was just like 2 or 3 days or something.
She holds it for 2 or 3 days?
The eggs and stuff, the fertilized eggs. Yeah. And then she just dumps it out into the water.
How many?
I read that it can be like, I think 40,000 at a time. Little eggs. So a lot. And you're just swimming in this.
40,000?
Yeah. Little eggs.
They make 40,000 babies.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they don't all turn into babies. Maybe that's why.
Okay.
know?
How many babies come out of it?
Well, I don't know exactly, but that's how many eggs. It's like birds, Like birds that have a lot of eggs because some won't make it.
But not 40,000 eggs.
No. Versus like one human having like, 1 or 3 babies. Triplets. Yeah. But it's because you really take care of them, whereas things like you just have a lot of eggs and some make it, some don't.
Okay.
Yeah. But jellyfish, I guess because maybe they're really not involved in it, they're not sitting on their eggs, they just release a ton. Some will make it, some won't.
Where do they go? Do they swim or do they go to the ground?
So yeah, once they release like the larvae, they describe them as like a flatworm almost. So it doesn't really look like a jellyfish yet. It just looks maybe like a flat thing. It'll settle to the floor or on something hard, like anything. Rocks, it could be like, I don't know, a sunken ship, something. Anything hard, they'll kind of like settle on, and that's when it forms the little polyp, which kind of looks like a little sea anemone, or a coral polyp if you know what that looks like. But they also look like tiny sea anemones. They have like the little wiggly things up here and like a stalk, so they're growing on something.
That comes out of the eggs?
Yeah, that's what happens when they settle. They form the polyp.
How?
How? I mean, I don't know exactly.
Is it hard?
No, it's soft actually.
This?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the body's also, like, the little thing comes out, sits on it, and then it forms this thing. The mechanism between how they are flat and now they're that, don't know, but
okay,
that's what they do.
Okay.
So they're soft, but they're growing on something hard.
I see.
So they form this little thing, this polyp, and this polyp is really, really weird, right? Because this isn't a baby jellyfish. I mean, kind of, but it doesn't look anything like a jellyfish. So this individual thing will form a colony of things that look exactly the same. So you'll have like one thing, and then it's called budding. So it's asexual reproduction, where it's just essentially forming clones of itself. So you have this thing, it'll divide in half to form the next thing like it, like another little thing. It'll bud to form another little thing. So it's this polyp, but it has layers and layers of little things. And like together, they're like, this will have a different role than the one down here. They start to like specialize and kind of act as one animal, even though it's a colony, right? Of things that are all genetically related. But later, the top layer, once it gets a little bit more mature, breaks off, and that's what forms the baby jelly. And then it's a baby jelly, and then the baby jelly grows to be a bigger jelly.
So one egg makes several baby jellies?
Yeah, because it only takes one to get the larva to grow this thing, but then they start making clones of themselves. And all of that is asexual, right? You don't need a an egg and a sperm to just make clones of yourself. Yeah. But there's no like variation, you know, it's actually a clone because it's not like two parents, one's giving half, the other's giving half. These are all like genetically the same. Unless there's like mutations or something, like random.
Crazy.
But yeah, like this budding thing is really weird because it's forming like layers and layers, and then eventually this top layer matures, gets released into the ocean, and that's what forms the baby jelly. And this baby jelly grows up to be a big baby jelly.
And then the second one also goes off?
Yeah.
All of them go off? But I thought they were specialized.
They do. Yeah, they are.
But then they can only do one thing.
I don't know. Then it says they mature and stuff. I don't really...
Then they don't care about what role they had before.
Yeah, maybe.
I was thinking if one kid only does the dishes and never cleans their room, they can't do it by themselves. Then that's different, right?
I guess they have to learn when they leave the nest.
Big. How long are they in...
How long is that process?
How long are they in this?
Are they in the polyp? Let me see. How long is the average jelly life cycle?
This is completely not what I expected.
So on average, jellyfish will live anywhere from 1 to 3 years. So that's really not a long time.
I thought that's such a long time. They have to go through 100 different stages.
So how do they live for 1 to 3 years?
It's what you said.
Egg, the little worm thing, it attaches, it grows into a polyp, then it buds, and then it breaks into an immature jelly, then it becomes an adult. This is a good picture that we need to put into the thing. It's from Ocean Portal, Smithsonian Ocean.
Question.
Yeah.
When they come off and swim, that's when they are either male or female.
Yeah.
But you said there's some that are both?
There's some species that are hermaphrodites, and I know for sure that ctenophores are. They're a type of jellyfish. But not your typical jellyfish. They don't really look like jellies. They're comb jellies. So they're gelatinous zooplankton, but they're not really what you think of when you see jellyfish, because that's just a certain kind. And those have both eggs and sperm.
What do they look like?
Cone jellies? I'll show you.
As I was looking up stuff, I saw one that is called cannonball.
Cannonball?
Yeah, it looks like one. And it doesn't have...
This is what comb jellies look like, right? They don't really look...
No, this one is green, yellow, and red.
Yeah, they like light up.
No.
Yeah.
Light?
Maybe we can do another episode on ctenophores.
Yeah, how... There is not even light down there. They make their own light? It's not just reflection?
No, it's not reflection. They're really crazy.
They make their own light. Neon colors.
Yeah, they do light up. Yeah.
Those are also jellyfish.
Those are also categorized as jellyfish, yeah.
Oh, I had one thing that I screenshotted because I thought it was so crazy. They mate with a lot before making a baby.
Yeah, I think they
mate until their belly is full.
Yeah, I guess that's the certain one that's holding it in their belly. Because that's also what I was gonna say. We're kind of just describing one version of it. There's jellies that just also release the eggs into the water too. Like they dump all the eggs, dump all the sperm, and then they just meet in the water. And there's other ones that this happens inside of them. It kind of varies.
I see.
So yeah, maybe the ones that have the eggs inside of them, yeah, can mate with a ton of different males, and
until their
belly is full. Then they, so.
Yeah, and it says the males, they stop when all testes. What is that?
That's like the thing that
sperm
produces the sperm.
Yeah, when it's empty.
Well, that makes sense because then they can't make anymore.
Yeah, can they do it again?
Yeah.
That's not very loyal.
No, animals aren't like that.
Penguins are.
Penguins do mate for life, yeah. But most animals, you know, eggs are costly, usually.
But
that's why females have choice, because you put a lot of like effort, a lot of calories and stuff into an egg, where sperm is just like, you could get thousands, like easily. Requires little to no energetic input, so they can just like make as many and mate with as many females as possible.
How do they find the eggs?
Yeah, so they do these, it's called spawning events when conditions are right, based on like weather, like lunar cycles, right? You know how we get a lot of like jellyfish certain days, after the moon. So yeah, they rely a lot on the moon, temperature, stuff like that. So once conditions are right, that's when like all of them them go to just like dump all of this into the water. So that's how they have higher chances of finding other ones, because it's already happening. Kind of like synchronized in that way.
Can they see it?
Can you see the eggs and stuff?
No, can the jellyfish females see the sperm?
I don't really know. Sperm is tiny.
Do they have eyes?
Good question. Jellyfish? They have like a pigment spot that can sense light, which is the closest thing to an eye. Just a thing that can sense light and shadows.
So they can see if it's the top or the bottom of the ocean?
Maybe they can like sense when predators are nearby. Yeah, maybe how deep they are in the water column. Stuff like that.
Only light and shadow.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, not really like a really good eye.
Maybe when you have your eye closed.
Yeah, you can see the light.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell when it's bright. You can tell when it's dark. When your eyes are closed.
Yeah. Oh, crazy.
Yeah, so that's the closest thing they have to an eye.
What about brain?
They don't have a brain. They have this structure, right? They have the little bell, and on the inside, they have this structure that has neurons and stuff, and that's where the pigment is, the little spot that senses
underneath
light. Yeah.
I thought it would make more sense on top
Above,
of it.
yeah. Oh, they hang from the bell margins, like
They
earrings. Yeah. So, Rhovalia are club-shaped bodies located around the bell margin in Medusa, with a number typically in multiples of 4. But it's kind of like a specialized thing that can sense light and also movement. So it's like similar to our inner ear. You know how that helps with like balance and stuff?
Yeah.
That it also helps them with their like positioning, so they can tell where up is and where down is.
At the same time?
Not the pigments. It's this structure that has kind of like their middle ear and that pigment that serves as like an eye.
It just hangs off their bell.
Yeah, I guess it's like kind of on the edge. It's had like earrings.
Weird. But they don't need a brain to process it?
No, they do have neurons. So we also have neurons. That's what sends messages everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not really a brain, because it's not where everything gets sent to. They're all kind of just like equally connected or interconnected. And
oh, my head hurts.
they have 2 nerve like nets. A large nerve net, which are just like neurons, like nerve cells connected, which they use more for like swimming abilities. And then the small nerve net is used more for like, let's say they want to bring one tentacle to their mouth. That controls like finer movements, that are non-swimming. And it's small and large because it's actually like the size of the nerve cells.
But it's all just, what is this called? Reaction?
Yeah, it's all like automatic, like reflexes.
Oh,
yeah.
reflex, yeah. I was doing this.
Because they don't have a brain, really.
Yeah, okay, I see.
It's just one sends messages to the other ones that tells it to do something. They also thought that it was also like a nose.
To smell.
Which it's not really smell, it's just like chemical cues.
But that's not true, they found? Or?
They're not sure. Like even jelly experts aren't sure. Yeah.
Weird.
Very.
Should we do a wrap-up?
Yeah, we could do a wrap-up.
That was a lot.
That was a lot.
Where do we even start?
Where do we begin?
Oof.
That's right. Now I know more about jellyfish than I ever needed to know. So yeah, to summarize, how do jellyfish have babies?
Make babies.
How do they make babies?
You said the males put their sperm into the water. Some also give it to the...
Yeah, hand it over if they have like...
tentacle.
Yeah, some mating. They intertwine their tentacles.
Yeah.
He passes it over to her.
That's my favorite
kind of nice.
species.
Yeah.
Species. Yeah, that's my favorite one. But some just put it into the water and the girl eats it. Or
swims over it, absorbs it.
They can absorb as many until their stomach is full. From other men too.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about that? Then they release it.
They release it, yeah.
Maybe around some time that has to do with the moon.
Oh, that's when they originally spawn. When they originally release the eggs and sperm into the water.
Oh,
like that huge event. The start of it.
Okay. Then they sink to the ocean floor on something hard.
Yeah.
Then they grow.
A stalk.
A stalk and polyp. Are they like this?
Yeah, it's kind of like this.
And then asexually clone more polyps.
Yeah. Not really the stalk, but just this part of it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they kind of form stacks.
They all have their own role, so they kind of work as one animal. But then once they're mature,
Whoop.
come off,
I can do the sound effects.
become their own jellyfish. Crazy. They don't have brains,
No.
but they have earrings.
Yeah.
Little things attached to the bill.
Yeah, at the margins. They said typically 4.
And they can see, but only dark and light. They have an inner ear for movement.
Yeah, that tells them, so they're not floating on their side.
That's a good thing. And they might have a nose.
Yeah, something that senses chemical cues.
And that's it. And they don't sting on top.
Yeah, they don't sting on top, so.
And they can sting each other, but other jellyfish.
Yeah.
Just not the same
species.
Yeah, that makes sense because that wouldn't be good for the
dating.
But only a few do that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that was a good wrap up.
Yeah. Thanks for explaining.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for asking good questions.
And thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching. Be sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Share it with a friend. Yeah, leave a comment if you have any questions or ideas about videos that we should make in the future.
And tell us if you know anything else about jellyfish. See you in the next one.
See you in the next one. Yeah. Back from our commercial break. I don't even remember what we used to say.
I think we say the series where I ask Alexus questions.
And I do my best to answer them.
We're talking about jellyfish.
Love. Maybe I should check on my toast?
Okay.
Oh, it was recording that whole time.